ever had like a toxic friend and they said something you were like, wow, I have a toxic ass friend? That's me with Bob.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't happen every day, but pretty steadily, this nigga will say something I'm like, damn, I have a toxic ass fucking friend. You're a toxic person.
What did I say?
Because we were picking topics for Sibling Rivalry today, and I was like, you want to do alt drag / Dragula? You're like, oh, you about to get whooped about you. You literally said, I'm about to start some drama. Literally what you said. You're a toxic person. You're a toxic person. You're toxic.
What does it say about you, bitch? You are the company you keep. What does it say about you? Huh?
I don't believe in that. When parents say that, when we were kids and parents said that, I don't believe that. Just because I have a friend who was a klepto as a kid doesn't mean that I'm a klepto. Just because that's my friend does not mean that I am that too. That is such a stupid thing to parents to say.
I did not say that it means that you're a klepto, but it says something about the people you're hanging out with. I'll say that.
You are the company you keep says that if that person's a klepto, then I am too. I'm not.
You're taking it too literally. You're taking it too literally. Like
I'm saying, I'm taking it as face value and what it is. You are the company you keep is saying that I am the company that I have, and I'm not.
It's a euphemism. You are the sum of the company you keep. So like,
euphemize my fucking taint. Euphemize my taint.
I think that it's saying like you're not Jesus. If you're hanging out with hookers and thieves and drug addicts and stuff, chances are you're not a pastor. You know.
Allegedly. Did you have when you were a kid? Did you have friends that they used to do wild shit, and your mom used to be mad that you were friends with them?
No.
I had that a lot. Really?
I didn't have that.
Your friends were just goody two shoes.
Yeah, me and my friends we didn't do drama. I didn't jump people after school and start fights and go. I didn't do that stuff.
So Bob, none of your friends, okay, not fights, but none of your friends would like steal a candy from the store,
no.
Or like this, and your mom was like, Chris, no. I want you hanging out with that boy.
No, the answer is no. I didn't have any friends who were stealing from stores. I don't know why that's so hard for you to believe.
Okay. Because everyone under the sound of my voice listening to this podcast right now has had a friend that was a little crazy.
Everyone doesn't steal, Monét.
Not okay. No. You've been too literal. Not only stealing. That's the example I use. Not the only thing. Like a friend who I don't know used to fight a lot. A friend who used to steal. A friend who used to like different things like little kids do.
No, I didn't hang out with people like that. I was not comfortable around people who were fighting. I didn't want to fight. I certainly wouldn't. I would never hang out with anyone who steals. I wouldn't even hang out if I knew you smoked. I wouldn't hang out with you as a kid.
As a kid, damn, how old y'all start smoking in Atlanta?
Even up until I would say up until like maybe like 10th grade. If you smoked, I would not hang out with you. Especially if you smoke weed. Especially if you smoke. I'm talking about cigarettes. Especially if you smoked weed. Oh, we were absolutely not hanging out under any circumstances. I stopped talking to one guy because he showed me a gun. I was like, we're done.
Well, that's a lot. Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, we're done ever speaking. I will literally never speak to you again. You can't go to my house anymore.
That's crazy.
Stop answering his calls. No, never again. I was like, no. He opened his backpack, was like, look. And I was like, you know what? I'll never look again. I'll tell you that. That's for goddamn sure.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Did you used to do little dances at like, did you used to do, back then we'll do the A-Town Stomp? Like stuff like that. Did your friends used to do the little popular dances?
Yeah, we used to dance. We did the Dirty Bird. We did the A-Town Stomp. We did the
What's the Dirty Bird?
The Dirty Bird. The Dirty Bird is this dance that became popular in Atlanta when the Falcons went to the Super Bowl against the Denver.
What is this? Like a?
It looks like this. It goes.
Y'all Southern niggas is really on something. For the people who watching this, Bob is basically doing he's like making like a chug fist with his hand up and to the side.
Elbow goes down, elbow goes to the side. Switch arms, elbow goes down, elbow to the side. Put your thumb in your armpits and flap 4 times. Everyone was doing it. It was huge. Everyone did it. We had Dirty Bird competitions at school. We would all go to we would all go to the pep rally, and we would all like the school's best dancers would go to the floor, and we'd all do the Dirty Bird, and whoever wins would win like
not we. Oh, so now you putting a we in it. Bob said the school's best dancers would go to the floor, and we were you one of the ones? Were you in the number?
I was one of the best dancers at my school, actually. I was part of the artistic crew. We were performers and dancers. While you were hanging out with Robin Hood and the Merry Thieves, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
I love when it's a simple dance like that and they do a competition, especially in like black schools. It'll be something so simple like the Dirty Bird, right? But then what makes it fierce is when people put their own little stank on it, and people just start adding like they do the Dirty Bird. They start adding like a little shake, and they add a little footwork. You're like, oh shit! I love black people for that experience specifically. Taking a simple dance and everyone knows how to do it, and just put a little stank-oni on it, and it just gets so cool.
To answer your question, I did have some friends who did stuff like that, but once I found out they did it, I would stop being friends. Like I had this one friend who stole a magazine from my house one time. His name was Diego. And
from your house?
From my house, yeah. Because he asked my mom for it. He was like, "Can I have this magazine?" And she was like, that's Justin's magazine. Like that's my brother's magazine. You can't have it. And he was like, "I know, but can I please have it?" And she was like, "No, you can't have it. He hasn't even read it yet. It just came in the mail." He was like, "Oh man!" And then he just stole it from the house, and I stopped hanging out with him.
That's crazy
because he's
well, that's shady.
And also, just to be clear, Monét, when I said I'm starting drama, I was just you had like you never joke. I was just joking. I'm not actually starting drama. This is stuff you say all the time. You'll be like, "So and so about to whoop that ass." This is stuff that you will say all the time. Yeah, when we do get there, so and so gonna whoop that ass. You say stuff like that literally all the time. Do you or do you not?
I love the recapitulation because also to quote this is a Bob the Drag Queen quote. Monét, you do this thing on the podcast when you act literally, Bob, you do this thing on this podcast.
What, bitch?
When I say it, you act like I'm the crazy one. Like for example, I said the whole how you said how I said you're toxic at the top of this podcast, right? And then now you saying. And now you're coming back, and now you're saying, "Monét, you do this thing." We're in this like you do this like Inception thing, and it drives me insane. Where you say that I always do stuff, but you always do it as well, but you act like you don't do it.
I see that's the difference. I'm not saying I don't do it. Just because I say Monét, you walk doesn't mean I don't walk too. I'm not saying you do and I don't do. That's you sprinkling your own bit onto what I'm saying. I never said I don't do it. I never said that.
But you do, but you act like that. And you know you do.
That's basically, I never said that. That is you. That's you assuming something. I never said I don't do things like that. Like Monét,
I'm not even going to go into this rabbit hole with you.
If we're driving in a car and I say, Monét, you are speeding. You drive way too fast. It doesn't mean I don't drive fast too. All I'm saying is,
but you're the queen of that. You don't drive fast. You're like Monét. I'm a very talented driver,
Monét, and you also don't drive that fast.
But this is perfect because this is perfect because you do that. You'd be like Monét, you are a bad driver. You speed, and then you act like Monét. I don't ever speed. I'm a very talented driver. When yes, you do. This is actually the perfect example.
Well, I've never even ridden in the car with you. You've never driven me anywhere. Where have you driven me?
I have never driven you anywhere.
Where have you driven me?
Driven you, Bob. New York City, bitch. I used to drive you everywhere.
Oh yeah, you used to drive me there. Yeah. But you didn't drive.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. But you didn't drive. You didn't drive fast. Monét, you can't drive fast in New York City. You literally.
Yes, you can on the West Side Highway, bitch.
You did. I also did not say. I never said you drove fast in New York City. I never had a single complaint about your driving. I've never. I do not remember you driving. I forgot about New York City. I never complained about your. When have I complained about your driving? Ever.
Bob, you used to make fun of me driving. Yes, Bob. This is so. Okay, so Bob, so you're saying true. You have never made fun. You've never made fun of my driving in New York City, Bob. You are literally the queen of making fun and making jokes about everything. But you absolutely used to. You know you did.
I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I've never made fun of your driving. I don't even remember your drive. I've not made fun of your driving. I have just not done that. That is just a falsehood.
Y'all listening, knowing everything you know about Bob the Drag Queen. Do y'all believe Bob saying he's never made fun of my driving? Everything you know about Bob and me in this podcast. Bob saying,
what did I say about your driving?
Okay, yeah. Bob, this was like 6, 7 years ago. Of course, I remember every single thing you said about my driving.
Just
you
one.
absolutely
Not
used
everything,
to.
just one thing. Like one thing.
I'm not doing this
Just
because now
one,
we're doing
not
this
everything.
thing.
Just like one example of something I said about your driving.
Bob, like I would like for example, if we'd be going up the West Side Highway to your house from Midtown to your house, I'm going like, geez, Monet. When I would like overtake someone, it'd be like, Monet, you cannot overtake someone on a highway. I'd be like, yes, you can. We're arguing about like rules of the road. You absolutely used to, absolutely.
I also don't think that pointing out that you've done something illegal is making fun of your driving. I think if I say, wow, you just ran a red light. You just ran a red light. That's making fun of your driving.
That's making fun?
If I say, you just ran a red light, that's making fun of your driving.
Bob, I can't even. I can't go down this.
You think if I say, you just ran a red light, you think that's making fun of your driving?
But Bob, you know you are the queen of making fun of jokes. You are so you think you are genuine,
I make fun of a lot of stuff. Like, for example, Monday. Hold on. Wait, let me say this. I make fun of a lot of stuff. For example, I've never made fun of your cooking ever. I make fun of a lot. I don't make fun of everything. I've never made fun of your cooking. I've never made fun of your fucking sweaters. I've never made fun of I make fun of things, but it doesn't mean I make fun of every single thing in everyone's life. That doesn't mean that I literally joke about everything that exists. I've never made fun of your family. I made fun of Jamaican accents.
No, you made fun of my mom talking about my mom wearing bathing suits to the beach. You've absolutely made fun of that. You've made fun of yes, and you have. And you made fun of my brother being a cop, Bob.
I said Monet said blue eyes matter.
Yeah, but that multiple times you made fun again.
Did your brother say
again? I don't care. No, he did not. You're literally making fun of it. Literally, you are literally.
Did he say
you make fun of my family, and you have absolutely made fun of jokes at me driving. You absolutely have. And again, I don't care. Again, I don't know why you getting up in arms about it. This is part of our dynamic. It's been funny.
I've not made fun of your driving. That's just not true.
You have. Yes, you have. It's not even that deep. I'm gagged that you're saying in the 10 plus years we've been friends, you have never made fun of me driving. When I've been driving since you've known me, you absolutely have.
In the 10 plus years, have I made fun of your cooking? Have I ever made fun of your cooking? Is that blowing your mind? Is that blowing your mind?
Have I ever cooked for you? Have I ever cooked for you?
I don't know. Probably. I don't fucking know.
Oh, yes, you did. For Thanksgiving, when I brought my chocolate cake over, you fully make fun of my food.
Monet, okay, just so you know, Monet's doing the thing right now. Monet did not bring Monet brought chocolate cake from the store, and she acted like she made the cake, but she was saying the cake was her ass. Monet was like, "I'm homemade chocolate cake."
You also made fun of me that I was the only one that did not cook something. You're like Monet. All I'm saying is everyone cooked something, and you brought
no.
I brought empanadas. I brought empanadas, and you made fun that I was the only one that went to the store and bought my food to bring as opposed to cooking something. I was making
fun because you kept telling everyone that you cooked the empanadas. You kept swearing up and down that you made this chocolate. By the way, y'all, it was a slice of chocolate cake. So I was like, what you're saying is you baked a whole cake. You took a slice of the cake out, put it in styrofoam, and brought it here. You were lying about that. Sure, you were joking, but I was making fun of that.
No, I didn't bring it.
I was making fun of that.
I only brought my ass.
Monet bought empanadas that were still in the bag. They still had empanada mama on the bags. And yes, I was making fun of the fact that you lied about cooking food, but I was not making fun of your cooking. That's not making fun of your cooking.
Okay.
That's making fun of your lies.
All I'm saying is that all I say is that you have made fun of me bringing food to Thanksgiving, and Bob, you have absolutely made fun of me driving.
You get to falsify and act like I made fun of your cooking. That's how you do. You take these little things and you build a thing on top of it, and you say, "So technically, you made fun of my cooking," which is not true. I made fun of you lying about cooking.
Okay, now this is what you do. You go to some then you take the conversation to Mars. We're going back to the thing at hand, which was you have absolutely made fun of me driving. And again, you weren't you weren't ridiculing me and putting me on the floor and kicking me down for me I'm a shit driver and punching me in the face.
You make fun of my driving.
Yes, I have made fun of your driving. Yes, I have. I absolutely have, and you have made fun of my driving too. But again, I'm not saying that you put me on the ground and fucking beat me up and told me I'm a shit driver and I shouldn't drive my car again. You're just doing your typical Bob shit. And again, that's fine. I don't understand why you're throwing it. Yes, you have. You absolutely have. You have.
The funny thing is, what makes it so funny is you're the one who makes fun of my driving. That's what makes this.
Yes, I do. I have absolutely.
That's what makes this so insane and hilarious. is that it's something
crazy.
that you do.
Yo.
When I do it, if I remember, for example, when I remember that you drove, I said, "Oh yeah, you drove me." I would not. Why would I fucking lie? I don't lie. So when I remember, I go,
Bob,
"Oh yeah,
again,
you
you
did drive
probably
me." I
don't
forgot.
remember.
Bitch, I'm talking. I was like, "Oh yeah, New York City, you drove me
You
around."
probably
I forgot.
don't remember.
Now I remember that. Yeah, for sure. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you about whether or not I made.
You used to make fun of my driving. You used to make fun of my car, calling it the fucking Peacemobile, whatever the. Exactly, Bob. You said, "Oh my god!" You know what? Okay, you know what, Bob? You never made fun of my driving. You're right. You're right. You're right.
This is Monet's.
You're right.
Monet's saying, Monet had a coexist sticker on her car, so I just called it the coexist mobile. Monet said, "This is Monet's version of me making fun of her car." I literally read the bumper sticker. I could not remember the name of the car, so I called it the coexist. I never made fun of your car. I'm like, it's raggedy, it's shit, it's dirty. I hate it.
No one said that. No one said that. But again,
I called it the coexist mobile. But then you tell the story, and then when you retell the story, all you say is, "You made fun of my car. You made fun of my car."
Okay, but Bob, Bob, and you know how, you know what? Let's take a break. Because I need a moment before I fucking take this bottle and fucking shove it through this goddamn camera at you, bitch.
Drink up, bitch. Let me jump in here real quick before we get to the topic. We're back. But this is my thing. You do this thing where you take one little thing and then you build this other narrative around. So this is where people on the podcast here, Bob made fun of my car. When the truth is, I just called your car. Which the truth is, I called your car the coexist mobile because you had a coexist sticker on it. I never said anything else about your car. I never made fun of the size, the shape, the color, the make, the model, the raggedy, the new. All I ever said was, you drive the coexist mobile. That's me making fun of your car.
Bob, you know how you hamper it on a joke. And y'all know, but at this point, y'all know Bob. Bob would be like, Monet used to drive around with her little coexist mobile. Monet, did you not have your little coexist sticker on your little car? And you know, and Bob, this is, again, no one is mad at that. I'm not saying you made fun of my car and hurt my feelings. You were doing the Bob thing where you go, when you hamper it on a joke and you rehash it over and over and over again. And you like, what's your little coexist mobile in your car? And all your little stickers on the back. You're like, y'all, I'm telling y'all, Monet used to have this car, and she used to have a little coexist sticker on there, and you have a little, like, again, no one is mad at that. I'm just saying, you're making fun, like poking little jokes on my car, and I would laugh. We would all laugh at it. You're the one. But you do this thing where you take little things like this. You take this thing when I say something like Bob made fun of my car, just because you're insecure about how you like maybe went in and you make it. And I mean, insecure is not the right word. But like you're saying, I
went in on the coexist sticker. Went in,
Bob. I literally said how you would do it. And again, we all laugh. It's funny. No one is mad about it, but it is still making fun of a car. And again, no one's mad, bitch. You're the only one mad.
No, what I'm mad is that, do you see how when you come on here and all you say is, Bob used to make fun of my car. Bob is making fun of my car.
Because you did.
You know what? What's the topic, bitch? What's the topic?
The topic is because I feel like when you made fun of it, you were like really dragging.
Well, that's the case. You made fun of my mom. You made fun of my fucking age. You make fun of what? Like that is how you can easily throw something like Monet made fun of my mom. Can y'all believe Monet made fun of my mom? Monet made fun of my mom.
Yeah, and you. Well, I genuinely think I've never.
If I see it.
Again, you have made fun of my mom. Again, I genuinely don't think I have made fun of Miss Martha because I always have a lot of reverence. But again, when you like crack a little joke on my mom, it's not like you're not doing it with malice. You're not like hurting my feelings about your mom. You would say that my mom drinks, or my mom, or like my mom wears whatever to the beach. Like,
see, Monet,
you have said that Jackie's drunk.
We're not moving to topic. I'm going to say this fucking shit because this is the thing. I would say something like what I would say is something like my mom has never worn a bathing suit to the beach before. So I say I just can't imagine. It's wild to me to imagine someone's mom my mom going to the beach in like a bathing suit or out at the thing. I could never even fathom a mom wearing that because my mom. That's not me making fun of your mom.
No, okay, but then we talk about stuff in that same episode. I believe that same episode, and Jake or whoever knows. I mean, I don't know what it was about, but I would say how like my mom would drink, and then literally at the end of the podcast, your final joke of the podcast, and again we both laughed because it was funny, and you said because Jackie was drunk or something like that, and we both laughed again. It's just little jokes that we do. I'm not saying that you hurt my feelings. Bob, how dare you say that my mom drinks, mom is a drunk. They're fun, they're jokes. And that is how this podcast is. You're the one taking this and throwing it into fucking Mars and making it this thing of how I'm saying that you are making fun of my mom being a drunk. It's a joke you said. We both laugh. It's fun.
Because I don't like the way you
I'm not painting it anyway.
I'm telling you my experience, how I'm feeling. So I don't like when you come on here and you just say, Bob makes fun of my mom. Bob makes fun of my car. Bob makes fun of my cooking. Bob, then it makes it sound like I'm just over here just fucking bullying you and making fun of you and just teasing you and just shitting all over your existence when that's not the case.
No one said that. Okay, I want to say you brought up.
I'm telling you how I'm feeling.
You brought up the moms, bitch. You just brought up. You said that I make fun of your mom, and I said I don't think I make fun of your mom, but you have said that Jackie's drunk, whatever. But again, no one is mad. In fact, I've said it emphatically that I'm not mad. I'm not upset. This is how we. I'm letting you know that I am not upset about it. I'm not. It doesn't hurt my feelings. That is what this podcast is. We make fun of stuff and we make little jokes and we both move on. No one is upset. Well, I'm not upset. I'm not mad that you make that you make a joke about my mom drinking. I'm not.
And also, now you're creating this narrative where, but then you keep pushing this story like Bob make fun of my mom's drinking. Like I'm telling you how I'm feeling. I don't like the notion where you make it seem like I'm just shitting on your life. I don't like that feeling. It doesn't seem true to me, and it doesn't seem truthful to my experience.
Well, I don't know what to tell you about. I don't know what to tell you about. I mean, maybe the answer is then don't make jokes about it if later you're gonna feel bad about it. But I don't feel bad about those jokes. So my resolve to you is telling you that when you make those jokes, they don't hurt my feelings. There is no malice. I'm saying it on the podcast for everyone listening to hear. There is no malice. I don't feel bad. I don't think you're being mean. They're jokes that we do in this podcast, and no one is upset about it. So I don't know if that helps you feel better, but that's how I feel about those jokes. I don't think this is levity. This is what this podcast is. It should make little jokes and your little Bob quips, whatever. They're funny. No one is upset. I'm not upset about it.
I didn't say you're upset, Monét. What's the topic?
The topic is Dragula, your favorite TV show.
It's not my favorite TV show.
Is Drag Race still your favorite TV show?
Well, my favorite TV show is Breaking Bad. I say that always. My favorite TV show, my favorite unscripted show is RuPaul's Drag Race. But my favorite TV show is, and will be for probably a long time, Breaking Bad. It's just a brilliant TV show.
Well, I mean, and people always think there's like a shady thing, whatever. I've never watched Dragula, and I don't say that as I've never watched that show. I just never have. I've never watched it. I have several friends who've been on the show, like Meatball, Mary Cherry, Abora, and they're all fucking great. Patty and I met Abora in 2018 when we went to Australia and we did a tour with her. And I had never watched the show, and I met her then. And I was like, oh my God, this bitch is so good. Her drag is so interesting. She does a thing where she shades her teeth. I thought she was wearing a full-on denture or some type of tooth something. She put this thing on her teeth, and she had like these angular teeth. And I would like look at her in her face. I was like, how do you do that? So it was my first time like meeting, but that's not just it's not my first time meeting like an alternative drag queen, because girl, Saliva Tuesday is Brooklyn. I met a lot of alternative queens, but from the show Dragula, and I was really intrigued. And from then I went on to watch a lot of her stuff on Dragula. I didn't watch her whole season, but I was really intrigued by Abora. And I really fucking like her. She's also a really nice person outside of drag. I met her at a few stuff in LA. And but Abora was like the first Dragula girl I met. And I was like, oh my God, this bitch is so fucking cool. I really like her.
I mean, I don't really, honestly, I don't know how much we can talk about Dragula if you've never seen the show before.
I know the premise of it, the exterminations and how the
I know the premise of Survivor, but I can't talk about it because I've never watched it before.
Well, the big thing that is probably the reason why I don't watch the show is because of how like gory it is, and it's a reason why I don't watch a lot of shows like that, because I physically cannot watch someone taking a stapler and stapling the thing like that. To me, like freaks me out, and that's a big reason why I haven't watched it, because I've heard how intense and how gory it is.
There's really not that much of it on the show. I mean, like in a season, there'll be like. There was someone, I believe in the last season, there's like drinking blood was one of them. And I heard down the line that it wasn't even real blood. But
wait, really?
I heard that the vegans were offered like concentrated cranberry juice or something to drink instead of blood.
Oh, that is shady.
Which is apparently hard to drink still. But I mean, it's shady to try to make a vegan drink blood. That's shady. That's actually
that is. But don't you think there's like a better comparison? So it's like as gross. You know what I mean? I guess there isn't.
Maybe it was beet juice, but also that's also conjecture. It might be a full. I did not actually hear from one of the competitors on the season. I think I heard it from a competitor from a previous season. So I don't even know if it's true. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think they did. I'm trying to think of anything else they did that was really gross this season. That's really. I think that they did like an electric chair, like where they were all like being shocked. I've
heard about that. To me, that's crazy.
But I don't think it was like that. I'm assuming it was probably not a significant. I'm assuming it probably wasn't a significant shock. I don't think they could actually give anyone a significant shock on the show. That's probably illegal.
I mean, if you consent to it, is it illegal? I mean, probably not a voltage high enough to kill someone and stop their heart, but if you consent to doing it, a waiver, like very like Fear Factor.
You can only consent to so much legally. Like you can't. I don't think you can consent to like people stabbing you, or I don't think you can consent to like that. Actually, I don't know the laws around consenting to stabbing. I mean, isn't a tattoo just getting stabbed a bunch of times over and over again? You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So I guess I don't really know the legal parameters. I am intrigued by the fact that like on RuPaul's Drag Race gets a lot of flack for like what they put their contestants through, and like Dragula never gets any flack, and they put their contestants through some really really wild stuff.
Like what? Like what's the wildest?
Probably the tattoos. Probably making the competitors get tattoos to stay in the game.
And who's tattooing them?
I'm assuming a tattoo artist. I'm assuming it's a tattoo artist of some sort, and they have to get like Dragula tattoos. Like I believe that one of them got like Dragula slut. I think I may be making that up. It was the name Dragula and something, and then I think someone else maybe got like a tattoo of the Boulets. But like, imagine if RuPaul was like, you have to get my face or my name tattooed on you to stay in this competition, and then someone got the tattoo and still got eliminated.
Okay, but don't you agree? After a certain level, like after a certain amount of tattoos, it's just ink. Like if RuPaul said you had to get the Drag Race logo tattooed on you, at this point, would you be like, absolutely not? Or would you be like, girl, it's just ink? Like that's how I feel about that. I'm like, it's just ink, whatever.
Well, I guess it depends on where and why and how big it was. And I mean, I don't know that the other girls, I don't even know that those other contestants had tattoos at the time. I have no clue. I don't really remember. Right. I remember one of the people, Dahlia Black, got it, and I can't remember who else got the other one, but whoever got the other one got sent home. They got the tattoo, and then they got eliminated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to imagine a world where RuPaul's Drag Race makes you get RuPaul's Drag Race tattooed on your ass and then eliminates you, and the fans would not be up in arms.
Oh, the fans would be very upset about that. I do. My big thing about Dragula, and this is like the shady thing that people get upset when like that Dragula girls aren't on some Dragula girls aren't on Drag Race, but they're not upset the other way around. That because I have heard there are some Dragula girls who try to get on Dragula, but they don't get on the show, and people aren't like, oh, that's not fair. But the other way around, they feel very like it's not fair.
See what I'm saying?
Like for example, they get they'll get upset like Abora is like she said, I've auditioned for Drag Race and I haven't got on, and then the conversation becomes, well, that's because RuPaul's Drag Race, they hate alternative drag, they only want to do da 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 da. But let's say if let's say if Alyssa Edwards didn't get on Dragula, they would not say the same. They'd be like, well, that's because the Boulay brothers hate pageant drag, and they would never, like, you know what I'm saying? That the conversation isn't the same.
Yeah, maybe it's because RuPaul's Drag Race is more popular. I also don't know that I don't know that it is true that Drag Race doesn't like alternative drag. I think that Drag Race has had quite a few alternative queens on the show, from Sharon Needles to Alaska,
Charity Case,
Milk, Charity Case, Crystal Method, you know, tons of queens who do what could be considered in some form or another alternative drag.
If Dragula said they were going to give away $1 million, would you audition for the show, or not audition? If they were casting, they're like, Bob, we want to cast you in our $1 million season. Would you do it?
I don't think that competing in drag is for me anymore. I don't think that that doing competitive drag is really my cup of tea anymore. I think that maybe 2 years ago, if I would have got called back for an all-star season, maybe before like at the beginning of the pandemic, if they would have been like, Bob, we want you to do an all-stars, I would have done it. But now I don't think that I have any desire to do competitive drag at all. And I used to not understand why Trixie. I was like, why not Trixie? But honestly, I get it now. It doesn't spark any joy in me to compete in drag, like, at all.
Okay, what if it was $5 million?
I mean, I don't think that there'd be. I mean, it'd have to be a really absurd amount of money to get me to compete in drag. I mean,
5 episodes, $5 million.
5, maybe. The answer is probably. But I mean, I don't think I would excel at Dragula. I don't think I'd actually do a good job at Dragula, because I'm not gonna eat something that I find disgusting. I'm not gonna harm my body in any way. I'm not going to staple anything to myself. I'm not going to get a tattoo of the Boulay brothers. I like the Boulay brothers, but I'm not getting a tattoo of the Boulays on my thing.
Well, let's take a break, Bob, and then maybe I can find a different figure that would tickle your fancy.
Well, you're getting a fucking home invasion over there. If you're like me, you always get the urge to hit the reset button when the season changes, especially when it comes to my beauty routine. Well, the good news is Living Proof has a reset button for every hair type and texture. Now, everything at Living Proof starts in their labs, founded by a team of scientists and hairstylists. Each product is scientifically engineered to solve the toughest hair challenges and never conceal them. There's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to hair care. Living Proof develops game-changing formulations that have raised the bar when it comes to tailored hair care performance. Unlike other hair care options, Living Proof addresses your specific needs and concerns like frizz, dullness, damage, and offers unique scalp care solutions, because science in action equals your best hair. Not only do Living Proof's products deliver proven performance, but they also deliver on their promise of being silicone-free, sulfate-free, paraben-free, phthalate-free, and never tested on animals. Living Proof's products leave you with brilliantly beautiful hair that is cleaner, longer. Basically, it's been working in overtime. Now, my boyfriend used the Perfect Hair Day Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo, and I can see a major difference in his hair. It's really soft. It's like a lot softer and shinier. He loves it. I love it. And you're going to love it. Now, put science to work and unlock your best hair with Living Proof. Go to livingproof.com/sibling and use code sibling to get 10% off your first purchase. That's livingproof.com/sibling, code sibling for 10% off your first purchase. livingproof.com/sibling, code sibling. Have you ever done alternative drag?
Okay, well, here's the question. I feel like I used to do some alternative drag looks, but like that was about like I used to do some alternative drag. My remember my fat number when I would like get all those ingredients and put them in a bowl and mix and eat it. People would people would fucking gag. The audience would scream every time. I feel like that's a very alternative number. I used to do some alternative looks, but I never classified myself as an alternative drag queen, which actually I have the clip. Oh my God. On my hard drive, I have the video of me performing a fat number at Look Queen. And I can put it on the Patreon as a Patreon exclusive. That was a great number, right?
I liked it. I enjoyed when you did the number. It was kind of gross.
I liked it.
It was hard to watch. It was you eating like it was you watching you eat Crisco, and it was like
Crisco, lard, it was like a bunch of nasty shit. It was so nasty.
But I enjoyed when you did it though. But it was hard to watch. I'll say that.
Yeah. So I never had some alternative numbers. I was never an alternative queen.
What's your most alternative look? Do you have a picture of it?
Ooh, let me look. One of my most alternative looks, honey. I used to have my drag album on my phone. I don't know where this album went. Ugh. Well, yeah, I'll find mine. You find yours.
I mean, mine are all on my Facebook. I mean, I used to do. I don't know that I never did alternative drag, but I certainly experimented a lot with makeup, especially working at Look Queen.
This is a pretty alternative look.
You know, I love clowns.
Yeah, this is a pretty alternative look. I used to do. I want to bring this back
on the screen so that we don't have to they don't have to see our phones. But this is, sure. I love clown drag.
Oh my God.
Anytime I get a chance to do some goofy looking like clown drag, I love crazy drag. I've always loved, anyone who knows me knows I've always loved crazy drag. Always.
I love the Wiggles. The Wiggles are pretty alternative.
What is that?
The Wiggles.
Oh, why are you with the Wiggles? Were you in Australia?
I did a gig with the Wiggles somewhere.
In Australia?
I think so.
They're Australian.
Yeah, probably.
I used to do stuff like this. I mean, I'll send you all pictures.
Oh my God, I used to love that look. That was a great. Oh my God, you should bring that back.
Maybe I'll redo it one day. Who knows? But I'll post a bunch of pictures of my days as like I was never an alt queen, but when I was experimenting with, I think a lot of queens go to the phase where they experiment with drag. Even Valentina. You know, Valentina won the first Dragula. Did you know that?
What do you mean she won the first Dragula?
Before Dragula was a TV show, it was a competition at a bar, and Valentina won Dragula.
What did she do?
We should have her on and ask her one day. But I mean, yeah, Valentina won I think she won. It was either the first Dragula or the last Dragula before it became a TV show. But yeah, isn't that wild? Valentina is an alt queen.
I cannot imagine Valentina. I mean, Adore Delano classifies herself as an alt queen, but she's not but more in like the Tumblr alt girl as opposed to like drag alt. If that makes sense.
Okay, so what makes you an alt queen? What makes you an alt drag queen? Or what makes you drag queen? I mean, what classifies as alt drag? Should I say? Not a lot of alt performers don't qualify themselves as queens.
Yeah, alt performer. I would say like you have to be alternative. I don't know. I don't want to say. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's such a big umbrella. I'm trying to like find words to make them all fall under the same umbrella, but there's so many different things that make you alt.
I feel like if your aesthetic or your performance style is out of the norm, which is really up for interpretation, then you're an alt. Then you do alt drag. Someone like Christine, who has a song called like African Mayonnaise. Yeah. Christine is this queen who does like, I don't know how to describe it besides calling it crackhead drag. That's like the best way I can describe it. It literally is like, it's like meth head. It's like literally meth head drag. I think her character is based off of like a meth head. Or people like Crystal something from Ohio.
Crystal something. Or,
people like.
Would you say Azrea was alt drag back in the day?
Azrea, they did some alt. Yeah, they were doing alt drag. TP Lords down in Miami does alt drag, in my opinion. But also, it's really not for me to decide. I guess it's really for them to decide. Nina Flowers does kind of alt drag.
Would you classify Nina as alt?
Nina Flowers, yeah. the mohawks and like the androgynous looks. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that Drag Race has always highlighted alt drag. Like always. Since season 1, they've highlighted alternative drag.
Nina Flowers, season 1. Yeah.
Nina Brown.
Yeah.
Nina Flowers.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Milk. I've already listed a lot of these queens already. But yeah, I feel like Drag Race has kind of always been highlighting that kind of.
I don't think we had an alt queen season 10 or season 8.
We had Acid Betty. We certainly did. Acid Betty is an alt.
Oh, queen. Acid. Yes, Acid Betty.
And I think Thorgy is kind of an alt queen too. Honestly, Thorgy is.
No, Thorgy's not alt.
I think so. In my opinion, Thorgy is definitely alt. Thorgy does some really, really wacky out there drag.
Sometimes, but I mean, you and I have done some wacky out there drag. I wouldn't call us all queens.
And I also think that I would consider Thorgy an alt queen for sure. And I also think that Thorgy is also legitimately like what people know as the current day Brooklyn drag scene. Thorgy's like one of the first queens on that scene. Pioneers,
yeah.
Brooklyn. When I started drag, there really were. I mean, maybe, and I'm really saying maybe 10 drag queens who performed in Brooklyn. I can't even name all 10 of them.
I was gonna say 5. Misty, Mocha, Azrea, Thorgy, Alana,
Thorgy, Crystal something, Charmin Ultra, Lady Blue.
Charmin Ultra was later.
You're thinking Charmaine Ultra.
Oh.
Charmin Ultra used to perform with Crystal at Backspace.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Lady Blue, and I can't think of the other ones if I wanted to.
Yeah. I would say, honestly, I genuinely classify Thorgy as a clown. I feel Thorgy really is a clown.
But she does drag. That makes it alt. It doesn't have to be kooky it doesn't have to be spooky. It doesn't have to be scary to be alt, I don't think.
Yeah.
So if she's doing like clown drag, that's alt drag to me, in my opinion.
Well, what do you think? What do you think about bitches that only wear masks? Because I remember that was like because Charity Case, obviously she wears a lot of masks in her drag, and people would come for her on UK3. They'd be like, "Well, she keeps on wearing masks. That's not drag." I'm like, I feel like it is drag.
I didn't realize she wore so many masks. I think it's drag. I used to know a lot of queens who wore masks in the nightlife scene. There's also this really famous performer named Narcissus Sister. I don't think she considers herself a drag queen or a drag artist at all, for that matter. But I think she used to date Marilyn Manson.
Word.
And her name is Narcissus Sister.
Narcissus Sister.
Yeah, she wears this like mask when she performs. But yeah, I think that mask.
I feel like you have an alt name.
Bob the Drag Queen?
When you changed from Kitten with a Whip to Bob the Drag Queen, like your name was it caused such a stir because it was so abnormal. It was weird.
Well, because it's just a bad drag name. So people were kind of just like tickled that a drag queen would name herself Bob because it's not ladylike. And they're just like, why would you want to go
very alt.
Why would you want to go by Bob the Drag Queen? Yeah, I guess the name is alt, I guess. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, it's a little different than your typical, which is like, I met a queen last night named Titus. Titus You'll Ever Feel, which really tickled me.
That's good.
Yeah, that was a pretty good drag name.
I saw you at that show. Bob will make a show watching the audience. But then you turn it into a competition, finding out who was some competition you launch about the people watching the show.
What are you talking about?
That show you went to with Gigi Good and them, and then you started just like talking about the audience members. You were like naming the audience members. You're like, and her over there, she's the one who's always trying to get a picture. Or this one, the queen that won't stop dancing.
Well, it was during the break, and there was so much time between the sets that I was like, I need to fill my time because because I couldn't sit down. Because when you sit down, you're against the wall. And if you're against the wall, you can't actually see the stage. So you had to stand up the whole time. I didn't want to leave the railing because if I moved from the railing, we would lose our spots, and then someone else would just file into the railing. So Jacob and Ezra would stand against the railing, and I would stand behind them because I'm taller than them. Otherwise, someone tall might get in front of us. So I was like, well, if I have to stand here, I might as well take videos of the audience members and like point out people that I think are interesting while they're down there and while I'm standing up here alone in the VIP.
How was the show?
It was a really good show. LA Drag is so different than what I'm not quite used to LA Drag yet.
What's the difference? Because I can't put my finger on it either. Because I would say the queens that I have seen in LA remind me of New York queens. Like I see Selena Estides perform a lot. She reminds me of a New York queen. I see Godoy perform a lot. Godoy performance that reminds me of a New York queen. So I don't know.
I think what it is there's like every show is like a big cast. Like every show.
Right.
It's like multiple queens. I don't think I've seen a single. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I was saying I have not seen a show in LA yet that's just one queen.
I gotta take you to Selena. Bob, you will love Selena Estides. I have to take you to her show. It's called Eloteria. We'll go. Yeah, Bob, you will
the game,
fucking love
the card game, right?
Yeah, but she does basically a show like it's her own like one woman show outside of the card game. It's really good.
I've met her several times. I've never been to her show before.
Yeah. I'll take you to her show. You'll love it.
I thought it was like bingo with a couple of drag numbers. I mean, I wasn't sure.
It's kind of like bingo with some drag numbers, but she's like really funny and like she's doing like her stand up stuff, and then she does a suicide at the end.
Oh wow!
And, like there are a lot of they're like elements of New York City drag, and you're like, oh my god, this bitch she's great. She's really funny. I think you really
Where's
like her. And your favorite thing, she's sober. You'll love her.
You can't go around telling that everyone's sober. I feel like I always tell you can't go around.
No, she says that. She says it herself that she's a sober drag queen.
It's just kind of a faux pas.
Even if someone says it,
a little bit, kind of. You guys got to let people do it on their own terms. But like
kind of like Martigo Cummings. Martigo Cummings goes around, but like I'm the sober drag queen. I'm sober. I'm sober.
You're really leading in. I mean, as a general rule, I don't talk about. I will say out loud, people don't drink. That is different than saying like someone's in sobriety.
Okay.
Like,
well,
for example,
she doesn't drink.
Peppermint doesn't drink, but
right,
she's not sober.
Right. Okay. So I redact what I said. Selena Estides she doesn't drink.
Also, that's not.
I don't know if she's sober or not.
That's not one of the things that makes me like people. I like a lot of people who drink.
I know. I was kidding.
Oh, you are obsessed with people. You're obsessed with sober people. You're obsessed.
I'm not.
You bring it up more than I do. You do. You are obsessed with people not drinking. You think it is very interesting. You're always like, you just seem really oddly intrigued by the notion of sobriety in a way that is very interesting to me. I've never seen anyone.
Because alcohol.
Do what?
Alcohol just tastes so good, which is probably my problem.
Does it taste good? You can't even taste the difference between vodka and tequila. Does it taste good?
I think so. I think it's delicious.
You can't even tell the difference in how it tastes. You think whiskey tastes like vodka?
I will say, serve vodka green apple. Chef's kiss.
Wait, I can't tell. Do you really think vodka that alcohol tastes great?
I'm not. I swear, I'm not doing anything to my vodka. I genuinely like my vodka cold with just some ice. Like but I love apples, so it's like literally an intersection of my two favorite. It's an intersection of my two favorite things: green apples and vodka. I'm like, bitch, I'm sold. I love it.
So if I squeeze some apple extract or flavoring into some tequila and put it next to an apple vodka, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
I'd like to see it. I don't know. I haven't had this experience. I don't know.
I mean, usually there is infused tequila. It's not as common as infused vodka. Yeah. And usually it's like it's like citrus. So it's like orange, but it's like just citrus in general. It's like It's kind of like lemony, limey. Is the like Patron citrus or citron, and then you have like with orange as well, and then they also come in coffee flavors a lot too.
Oh yeah, they have Patron Cafe, the one with the fucking coffee Patron.
Which I personally never, got into. Is there any kind of drag you just like? Is there a style and aesthetic of drag that you do not like?
An aesthetic of drag I do not like. I don't think I've ever encountered one. I'm like, I hate that. I mean, I used to, every time you do your drag race tape, they ask you this question. This is the question they ask you on the drag race audition tapes. And I always say lazy drag. I cannot stand people, like, if your drag is being lazy, like, unironically, like, you just, like, you don't, like, put on nice clothes. That's not true, because Busted, but it's her whole Busted, that's Busted's whole shtick. So it's funny. But like queens who are like unintentionally lazy and they don't realize that how lazy they are is making their drag really bad. I fucking hate that.
Like what makes what makes drag lazy?
Like queens that don't do new numbers, they don't ever try to make new clothes or have new things on, or they don't ever try to, like, they put no effort into their drag. They're not like brushing their hair. To me it seems like they don't care. I hate that. Because this is a hard fucking job. It's really hard. And you detract from other bitches who are trying hard, because then people who are trying to hire queens, they just see you and they're like, well, she doesn't do new numbers. She doesn't do new hair. She doesn't try. And they start to put that blanket on all the other bitches working at the club. So I hate lazy drag. If it's not an aesthetic choice like for your character, like Busted Queen.
I don't know that I've ever seen a lazy queen outshine the queens who are working hard. Personally.
Bob, think about that, because you know one.
Who?
You know exactly who.
Who?
Well, she gets all the flowers, all the rewards for her lazy behavior.
So let me think about this hard, because I feel like her.
And bleep that name I said. Bleep that. I don't want to send anybody any hate. Bleep that name I said.
Her drag is lazy, but I assume she's a hard worker. But her drag is kind of. I mean, I have not worked with her in so long. To be honest, I really don't even remember. Like, it's been a long time since her and I worked together. That's the gospel truth. I mean, it's literally been almost probably 10 years, 8 years, at the least 8 years since we've worked together.
Bad.
But
getting all the rewards.
But I don't know that her laziness ever affected. Maybe it did. I'm trying to think. I have to really dive back into my my memory banks as a New York City queen working the scene.
Your Azalea memory banks.
I think that the queens who, as a general rule, the queens who work harder get more recognition for their hard work, in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite alt performance you've seen?
Ooh, favorite alt performance I've seen. Favorite alt performance. I feel like I've seen so many, right? It's not super alt, but this one I just thought about immediately was when it was the night that Thorgy Thor, it was Azalea Banks and Thorgy Thor at Westway, and Thorgy Thor did Saliva Tuesdays, and then she ran down to Westgate, and Thorgy did The Lion King at Westway. Again, it's not super alt, but it was definitely like, it made you be like, is this the song I'm hearing now at this packed club? And it was such a fucking dynamic performance. It was so fucking good. But that's one that sticks out to me, like, immediately in my head. Thorgy Thor performing. No, but I mean,
your favorite alt performance by a non-alt queen?
I mean, my fat mix is, I'm not an alt queen, but that's definitely an alt number. But it's because I spoke about it yesterday, so I can think about it right now. But there's definitely others I've seen. Abora did one in Australia where she had these fucking balloons, and she's on stilts. The bitch performs on stilts, and then she's like towering over the audience, which again is so crazy to me, because what if some drunk person like falls into your stilt, bitch? You're going down. Anyway, and she has this sack of balloons on. She pops them and becomes a thing. So that was a pretty cool alt number I've seen by Abora.
I think my favorite is probably
what about you?
Bronx shitting out the apple at Saliva was a really wild. My old roommate put an apple in her ass, and she
Bob helped to do it.
That's not true. And she shit the apple out on stage in front of everyone, and that was really wild. And I also really enjoyed seeing Crystal something the house of that, what were they called? Backspace.
The House of no,
they weren't called House of Monét. I mean, they're called Backspace, led by Crystal something something, and they did this really really cool rendition of Equinox by Skrillex, where like they're at this birthday party and they have like balloons and they're moving in slow motion, and then when the song goes like dubstep on them, everything just explodes, and it's really, it was like confetti and balloons and like string going everywhere, and then it was like kept going back between slow motion and fast over and over with that thing. I thought that was really a really cool performance. I also used to see this one performance where this performer used to fuck their ass with a bottle of Jim Beam. But they would drink from the bottle, and they would stick the bottle in their ass, and they would drink from it, and then stick it in their ass. And then at the very end of the performance, they reach into their ass and pull out a tiny little bottle of Jim Beam, as if they've given birth to a little baby bottle of Jim Beam. I saw them do that. I can't remember who did that, but I saw them do it like twice.
One of my another favorite alt performance of mine was Jasmine Rice. Remember when Jasmine Rice did Saliva Tuesdays, and then she shits out the condom, and then she tries to pop it, and then the fucking snow went everywhere. I'm trying to find a picture to show the audience because it was such a cool number, but everyone was gagged because she shits out this condom, and then she is filled with confection sugar, whatever the fuck was in it, and then she just takes it and she rinses her mouth.
I remember tasting it.
And then she rinsed her mouth, but it exploded. So then it was like fucking Christmas. It was like snowing inside the bar, and everyone was like both like gagging because it was in her. Because when she shit a little extra, there's a video of it. She shits out the condom, and after the condom drops, a little extra something comes out. I don't know if it was lube, if it was shit, but everyone sees it, and then everyone is sitting there like,
yes. And then it was something did hit the floor, and. She said it was lube. That's so shady. She said it was lube, and I believe she was doing "Lonely Old Woman."
Yes.
And then when she
oh my god,
she shits out this, it just looks like a white blob. Then when she bites it, somehow it exploded. It must have been like loaded with air. I don't know how it was so like explosive, but confection sugar. And I was sitting way at the back of the bar. I don't remember where I was sitting. I don't remember where I was sitting, but I do remember tasting sugar and being like, "That is sugar."
Ew, Bob.
I wasn't a willing participant in the tasting of the sugar.
I'm trying to find the picture of it. Damn, I wouldn't want to show you guys. Anyway, I'll try to find it and so we can get on the screen so y'all can see. But it was a gaggy, honey.
But yeah, I mean, I never really wanted to, be like an alternative queen, but I certainly dabbled in the makeup and maybe doing a wacky performance here and there, but nothing too wild.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't want to be an alternative queen too. But I feel like because a lot of us, Bob and I would go to Saliva Tuesdays was an alternative night. There were all types of drag at Saliva Tuesdays. It was very alt. So by, we were very alt adjacent, but I never fell into the alt category.
That's where I met Aja. That's where I met Thorgy.
I remember when Aja when she was Aja Injection, and she would have syringes on all of her fingers.
I think I saw her do it once or twice. I don't remember. I didn't know that she did it all the time.
Oh, it was a couple times, bitch, because she was Aja Injection.
I do remember when her name was Aja Injection. And it's true, but I just lied. I did not meet Thorgy at Saliva. I met Thorgy at I don't even remember the name of that club. It was on the East Side. I literally can't even remember the name of it. But I do have a picture.
Town? No, not Town. Was it the one where
it was old. And I would say to you all that I will find the picture when I met Thorgy, but I know for a fact it's not going to be on the screen. And I know for a fact that I'm never going to find this picture. But I do remember the first night that I met Thorgy. Thorgy is my of current drag queens that I hang out with, she's my oldest drag friend. But I do remember me and Thorgy looking crazy as hell over at I will never remember the name of this club on the east side. But Thorgy used to do this number where oh my God, bitch, I found
You found it?
fucking picture. But you know
Let me
how
see.
you know how on Facebook friendships, like you can't really
She's
there's
frozen.
a picture right there. You can't really see it. When I click it, it won't enlarge. It never loads. When you click see your friendship on Facebook, it's a half and half whether or not you'll actually get to see your friendship with someone
Your
else.
friendship.
But yeah, if I can recover this picture from the internet, from the deep wares of the internet, I will show you all. But yeah, that's the night that I met the infamous pain in my ass, Thorgy Thor.
Thorgelin Thor.
She's wild.
Work.
She is wild.
That's your friend. That's your little friend.
You know what? That is my friend. You're right. She's absolutely my friend. Oh my God, we look so bad in this picture. This is so bad. Ooh.
That's my best friend. She a real bad bitch, got her own money.
Well,
she ain't working for no nigga.
I'm looking at this picture now, and now that I have it, I will definitely get it to you all. It is like, it's just horrible. Ugh.
It's horrible. Your makeup is horrible.
I'm sending it to you and Jacob in the messenger so you can actually see it.
I'd like to see it.
And if you join us on the Patreon, you too can see this picture of me and Thorgy from 12 years ago.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. Wow. Thorgy looks so much smaller. You must have had on Monster Giuseppe heels and she had on flats because you look so much taller than her.
Well, I used to wear hooker boots everywhere I went. What is this necklace? Why my phone? This is Mama.
Oh my God! You had your fucking wither whip with you.
Yep, I had the whip. This is early Bob the Drag Queen. It honestly might be more than 10 years ago. There's a chance that I re-uploaded the picture, because it is old. Oh, not me and Thorgy 12 years ago. That's wild.
12 years of shave, girl.
All right, there's another one in the can.
All right, Mary.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
I'm hungry and I can't wait to go to the bodega and get me a bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm in New York City. I'm gonna get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant with cheddar cheese and a bag of chips.
Yesterday I had ribs and baked potato casserole.
Sounds good. And fucking Missouri, yum.
In Mo. I just realized that her name is Mo and she's from Mo.
Do you think she knew? Do you think she realized when she did it?
Probably. I mean, I assume so.
What came first, the Mo or the Mo?
You know, my first time in Kansas City, I was at a bar called Millie B's or Missy B's or something like that. And
Missy B's, yeah.
I had this interaction in the back where like they didn't like me because I had my suitcase, and this guy was like, "Let me take your suitcase to your car for you." And I said, "No, I'm good. I'll carry my own suitcase." And then he was like grabbing at it. He was, no, please let me help. I said, "No, I really prefer to carry my own luggage. But thank you very much for the offer. I really appreciate it." I was out of drag, and he kept he was like tugging, like trying to get my luggage out of my hand. And then I put my hand on his and I said, I really feel like I'm not being unclear. I really don't want you to
This is such a Bob interaction.
And then he was like, "Oh." And then everyone was like, "Bob got an attitude." And I was like, I said several times, I said, "No, thank you. I've got it. No, I'll do it." This is where I said, "Oh, no, thank you. I'll do it." "No, let me." I said, "No, I prefer to have my own luggage with me." And then it was me saying, I really feel like I'm not being unclear. I really, I would prefer you stop touching my luggage.
Oh my God, you're such a wild one. That
And
again,
everyone was
another
like,
very
"Ooh,
Bob
Bob is mean."
interaction.
It was right before your season, so Mo was like, I'm Monique Hart. I'm going to be on blah blah blah." She kind of, I don't think she told me. She was kind of like, and the widow Bundu was there, and I think the widow's the only one who liked me. The widow, and I think maybe Monique liked me. I can't remember, but everyone else was like, "This bitch got an attitude problem," and I was like, I just don't want this stranger taking my suitcase. That's all. That's it. I just want to carry my own suitcase. I don't think I'm out of control with saying that. Why is that so funny?
God, every couple of every now and then you tell stories like this. I'm like, this is only thing that would happen to Bob.
What would you do? Would you just let him carry the suitcase?
I would be like, oh, sure, take it.
I just don't want my shit getting fucked up or missing or stolen or something. Like, I didn't know this guy. He didn't even work at the bar. He was just one of the drag queen's friends. I don't know you.
He's like, I really don't feel like I'm being unclear.
And I put my hand on his hand. Hand on hand. And I really feel like I'm not being unclear. I would prefer you please stop touching my bags.
Oh my God, you're so wild.
That's not wild. That is standard. That is setting boundaries. If setting boundaries is wild, then bitch, I'm the wild thornberries.
All right, Roberta, we got another one.
Oh. All right. Bye, everyone.